welcome to the news on Pace TV. My name is Tv.ng. President Muhammadu Buhari has finally announced the long-awaited portfolios of ministers who were sworn in today, Wednesday, at the presidential villa in Abuja. President Muhammadu Buhari named himself Minister of Petroleum, while Ibe Kachiko of Delta State is State's Minister of Petroleum. Chris Ngige is Minister of Labour and Employment, while Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State is Minister of Solid Minerals. Rotimi Amechi of Rivers State is Minister of Transportation, while Baba Tunde Raji Fashola is Minister of Power Works and Housing. Usani Uguru of Kano is Minister of Niger Delta, while Aisha Al-Hassan of Taraba State is Minister of Women Affairs. Ogbonaya Onu of Ebonyi State is of Science and Technology. Kemi Adeosun of Ogun State is Finance Minister. Solomon Dalong of Plateau State is Minister of Youth and Sports, while Ibe Kachiko as State Minister of Petroleum. Lai Mohammed of Kwara State is Minister of Information, while Professor Anthony Onwuka of Imo State is Minister of State Education. Barrister James Ocholi of Kogi State is Minister of Justice and Attorney General. Dan Ali of Zamfara State is Minister of Defense. Okechukwu Nelama of Abia State is Minister of Roads, Investment and Trade Investment and Industry. Aisha Abubakar of Sokoto is Minister of State Trade and Investment. Abubakar Buhari is State Minister, Solid Minerals. Suleiman Adamu is Minister of Water Resources. Ibrahim Jibrin is State Minister of Environment. Amina Mohammed is Minister of Environment. Adebayo Shitu is Minister of Communication. Claudius Amoyele Damola is State Minister of Niger Delta Affairs. Osage Ehanire is State Minister of Health. Isaac Folorunsho Adeoye is Minister of Health. Hadi Siriki is State Minister of Aviation. Henikin Lokpobiri is State Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development. Audu Obe is Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development. Mustafa Shehuri is State Minister of Power and Works and Housing. Zainab Ahmed is State Minister, Budget and National Planning. Udoma Udoma is Minister of Budget and National Planning. Abdul Rahman Dambazo is Interior Minister. Mohammed Bello is the Federal Capital Territory Minister. Adamu is Education. Abubakar Malami is Justice, while Geoffrey Onyema is Foreign Affairs, and Khadija Abubakar Abba Ibrahim is State Minister of Foreign Affairs. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of 18 new permanent secretaries in Nigeria's Federal Civil Service, replacing earlier sacked ones. The president also approved the deployment of the permanent secretaries, collapsed some ministries, and announced the establishment of new ones. The new ministries are Information and Culture, Budget and National Planning, Agriculture and Rural Development. Although no reason was given for the decision, the spokesman for the president, Mr. Femi Adesina, said the appointment and deployment were with immediate effect. The House of Representatives has received a petition alleging corruption against the chairman of the Code of Conduct Tribunal, Mr. Danladi Umar. The CCT chairman is alleged to have been involved in the misappropriation of funds amounting to millions of naira, including fictitious contract for the supply of office furniture and fittings in the sum of 11.4 million naira. Presented the petition on behalf of a civil society organization, Anti-Corruption Network, the chairman, House Committee on Army Representative Wulu Kwelum, alleged that Mr. Umar was to be arrested based on the recommendation of the former Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. Mohammed Adoke. Mr. Kwelum insisted that the CCT chairman will be made to face the law in compliance with the recommendations of the former Attorney General of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) on Tuesday admitted that their choice of former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan as its only candidate for the May 29th presidential election was an error. Addressing journalists at a media conference in Abuja, the chairman of the PDP National Conference Organizing Committee, Chief Raymond Dekpesi, disclosed that the party should have stuck to its zoning arrangement, adding that the mistake the party made was the breach in its power shift part in 2011. Dekpesi disclosed that the 2015 National Conference with the theme PDP and the Sustenance of Democratic Ideas in Nigeria will try to reinvigorate, re-engineer and restructure the PDP into a veritable instrument for driving national growth, development and representation. Dekpesi vowed that the leadership of PDP would reposition and empower the party to enable it bounce back to power in 2019 and deliver the dividends of democracy to the people. It's still the news on Pace TV. Coming up next is business news. Don't go anywhere. It's good to have you back. The sum of 747 billion naira has been generated as revenue in the last 10 months by the Nigerian Customs Service (NCS). This was disclosed by the NCS Boss Comptroller General Colonel Ahmed Ali, retired, in a speech on Tuesday, 10th of November at the Ilela border post in Sokoto, while addressing officers and men of the service in continuation of his tour of formations under the Sokoto Kebbi Zamfara Command, adding that the target given to the service by the federal government was 94.4 billion, promising to meet it or surpass it. The former military administrator further stressed the need for all officers and men to uphold discipline, integrity, honesty and transparency, while underscoring the need to shore up the revenue base of the service to enable the government to meet the needs of Nigerians. Over 50 suspected illegal lottery operators have been prosecuted in Lagos State. The disclosure was made by the Chief Executive Officer of the Lagos State Lotteries Board, Mr. Larry Gbajabiamila, adding that security operatives have been mandated to go all out in the metropolis and arrest anybody found operating without license and authorization from the State Lotteries Board. Mr. Gbajabiamila insisted that the board remained the only statutory regulatory body for lottery and related activities in the state. The state government therefore warned that it would bring the full weight of the law against any operator without formal license for the Lagos State Lotteries Board. The National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency (NESRE) is to begin the enforcement of the Extended Producer Responsibility (EPR) policy in the first quarter of 2016. The Director General of the agency, Dr. Lawrence Anukam, disclosed this in a speech during a two-day workshop organized for stakeholders on the food and beverage sector in Lagos. Dr. Lawrence stated that the EPR guidelines is the extension of the responsibility of producers and all entities involved in the product chain to reduce the cradle-to-cradle impact of a product and its packaging, adding that the EPR has become a global best practice operated successfully in several developed and developing countries to deal with the environmental, social and economic challenges of packaging waste. It's still the news on Pace TV. Next is sports. Welcome back. President Muhammadu Buhari says he will fulfill the pledge his administration made 30 years ago when the Golden Eaglets lifted the first FIFA Under-17 World Cup in China in 1985. Buhari was head of state then and made some promises to the Nduka Ogbade-led team that lifted the FIFA trophy to be won by an African nation. In a statement released by Garba Shehu, his senior special assistant on media and publicity, Buhari said it had been brought to his notice, to his attention, that a directive which he gave to the state government at the time had not been complied with. Nigeria's Johnny Akinyemi has called for backing for the National Sports Commission after qualifying for the canoe slalom kayak events at the Rio 2016 Olympics, Space Sports reports. England-based Akinyemi qualified for his second straight Olympics after winning the Canoe Slalom African Championship in Stagnant, Kenya over the weekend. The 26-year-old, who turns 27 on the 22nd of November 2015, is still in celebratory mode after returning to his Warrington base, but he's concerned about the amount of backing and support he'll get from Nigeria. Akinyemi has mostly funded his own expensive training with help from his father, and the Olympian is once again calling from Nigerians and government backing. Head coach of the Under-23 national team, Samson Siasia, has picked 26 home-based professionals for the Pre-Africa Under-23 Cup of Nations training camp in Morocco. The 26 players were expected from 35 earlier invited to camp. The list is dominated by the All-Africa Games bronze medal winning group, including goalkeeper Emmanuel Daniel, defender Segun Oduduwa, and midfielder Ogenekaro Etebo, Kingsley Shokare and Daniel Eto, while old reliables like Christian Piagbero, Mustafa Abdullahi, and Austin Oladapo failed to make the list. Siasia also picked new faces include Anai Simba Nzube, Prince Agre, Stanley Dingba, Kufre Ebong, and Baturi Yaro. The selected players and coaching crew are expected to depart for Morocco, where they will be joined by some overseas-based professionals. The Dream Team are drawn against Egypt, Algeria, and Mali in Group B of the Africa Under-23 Cup of Nations taking place in Senegal from 28th November to the 12th of December. The International Olympic Committee has provisionally suspended former IAAF President Lamine Diack as an honorary member and amid accusations of bribery. Diack, who was replaced as World Athletics Chief by Sebastian Coe earlier this year, is alleged to have been one of the figures who received money in exchange for allowing athletes who were at risk of doping bans to compete at the London 2012 Olympics. The former official is under investigation on suspicion of corruption and money laundering, which has resulted in the IOC suspending his honorary membership. It's still the news on Pace TV. Coming up right after this break is entertainment. Welcome back. Congratulations are in order for Nigerian singer Seyi Shey, who has been unveiled as the latest Pepsi ambassador. Seyi Shey joins Wizkid and Tiwa Savage as a new Pepsi ambassador. And that has been the news on Pace TV. Thank you for watching. Once again, my name is Tv.ng. Have a nice day.